This is Nicole and Kayla with Healthy Pet. Today we're going to be going over a semi or a mini groom. And so that is when we do not take length off of the body, but we do lots of other cleanup around the face, the paws, the sanitary area or the potty area, shaping the paws. Kayla's going to be going over this because this is not a tutorial on how to do it. It's not a DIY. Main reasons being that the groomers, they go to school. They have had actual professional training. Our groomers also have all of their own equipment. Their scissors can start at $200 a piece. Their clippers can start at $300 a piece. So we're not using like $20 scissors, which are dull and won't cut the hair that you want it. And if it can damage the hair, and that's why you don't use like school scissors to cut your own hair, because it makes it all janky. And if somebody does want to go and buy the high-end scissors that cost that $200-300, if you don't have proper training on how to hold those scissors and how to use it on your pet, they're dangerous. You can really cut your dog and hurt them. So today is showing, Kayla will be showing you the things that she does so that you can see what our process is, and she can go over like what all is involved in a semi. And that way you can also ask any questions, or if you are watching it and you say like, oh, that's what I want for my dog, is a semi or a mini groom. Now you know what it's called. We do always start with a clean dog. Jilly has been given a bath just like an hour or two ago, so that we have nice clean hair to actually do our work on. It can dull the equipment faster if we use equipment on dirty dogs. That said, if you have a dog that's severely matted and you want to pre-shave the dog before you bathe them, because as I've said in a different bathing video, it can make those mats a lot tighter. So I'll hand it over to Kayla. She'll go over and kind of narrate as she goes through things.
Awesome. So with Jilly, she does have a drop coat. With drop coats, that's when she kind of has more of like a hair coat. It kind of splits at the end and goes all the way down. With Shih Tzus, Bichons, Poodles, they have more of a fuzzy coat depending. Sometimes Shih Tzus do have a drop coat. Sometimes if they are a mix, it kind of is more of a poofy coat. With those, when I do the feet, I kind of brush up and then scissor. With Jilly, what I am actually going to do is actually brush to the sides and scissor. Because if I would actually brush up, she would have a bald foot, and we do not want that. So,
but the puffy, so basically if a dog has a part in the middle, it's a drop coat. And that's why you'll brush the hair to the side on paws if they have a part. And then otherwise we give little brush up.
It's kind of like a brush up, little poofy paw instead, where she's actually going to have a more flatter looking paw. But if I would actually brush up, her toes are actually going to be exposed, and we don't actually want that to happen. So first I have a cordless. With this, it is actually a shorter blade. Most people call it a surgical blade. It is pretty short. We usually use this on the paw pads, so we can actually expose their paw pads. What are you doing? So they can actually get a grip on the floor. A lot of times when your dog slipped and slided, sometimes it is nails, sometimes it is all that hair kind of stuck between their paws. So I am actually going to do that. Where all this hair is on her paw pad, we're just going to get all that stuff out of there. You're okay, sweetie. We're going to do this on all 4 paws. And I don't scoop. A lot of people like to scoop in between the paws. If they're matted, we will, but with that, you can have a tendency of actually cutting their paw pad open, and it is very painful for them. We do not want that to happen. So with my scissors, I have a 4-pack. I have straights that are this long, I have medium straights, and then I have curved. I like to use the curved on the feet because it actually gives me the roundness that I actually want on the foot. So I actually use a metal comb. I'm going to brush her leg out. I know, pumpkin. And just round it out. Where with other dogs with the poofy coats, I actually brush up. So they actually have that poof going on. And then I go behind the foot, get all that stuff off, just so if they go outside, we don't want anything getting stuck. Now with her back legs, I'm not really going to take much off because she does have a lion trim, so her back end is actually going to be shorter than her front end. With her front, I'm going to take a decent amount off, so it kind of looks like a, what do you call it, like a bevel, they call it. It's kind of almost like a pillar. You want it to look just straight down, kind of like a silhouette. So I'm going to do that with her other front paw. Just brush it to the sides. Gonna scissor the back of it. And then just round it out. You're okay, Jelly. And as you notice, I'm just holding her leg like any other leg. I'm not holding too tight. I'm not holding too loose that she can get away from my grip. And she doesn't seem to be in any distress. And kind of brush all that out. She doesn't really have many tangles because I did brush her before. What I've always learned too, I can shake the paw, go back down, and there's a little sticky outie. Get that back off, and then we're going to swap to her other side. Do the same thing. I know you're so excited. You're getting a makeover, huh? And with semis, like Nicole said, we do not take any hair off of the body. With the semis or mini grooms, what we usually do is called face, feet, or Sani. We're going to trim up the feet. We're going to trim up her Sani area where she goes potty, just to kind of clean it up so nothing gets stuck back there. And then we do the face. With certain dogs, we got to take a lot off the face so it kind of blends because they have a ton of stuff going on and we want to see their eyes. With Jilly, because she does have that drop coat, Nicole likes her face to look more natural. So with her, I'm just going to scoop out her eyes so all those eye boogies are gone. Nothing gets stuck. And if she has any sticky outies, I'll kind of get that over. Just so then she looks even and not misproportioned. What are you doing?
Just rubbing my face.
Felt good though, huh? And then we actually use a groomer's helper, which is this thing right here. So she is actually double attached. So she does not fall off the table. It is a security reason. We don't want her to get hurt. Kind of round that out. And then shake it. There's some more sticking out. It's okay. It's okay, Jim. Good girl. Awesome. So then with my cordless, I actually put it to a 10 blade because that surgical blade is too short to go on her body, because that would either give her a burn. It can actually go too short that it is actually very uncomfortable for them, and they will actually either scoot it and itch at it and get it raw, or it's just short in general that's not going to be pleasant to look at, a bald butt. So I usually just lift up the leg, kind of scoop between the legs and get around her area where she goes potty.
If a dog has bad hips, you adjust.
Yes, dogs that have bad hips, I kind of just lift them up this way or lift up their front leg and go this way. Other times we'll grab both of their front legs and lift them up so they're standing if they don't mind. Usually dogs that have bad hips though, we usually just lift up their front leg because that's usually not in pain, and we will just actually scoop. And then I actually just go down the butt. Don't want to go to the skin because if you go too close, like I said, it is very uncomfortable for them when they're going to go potty, or if they end up rubbing against something, they're going to get it raw, and we don't want that to happen. Pick up our other leg. And I'm not pressing against the skin. You don't want to go too close on their Sani area, just because it is, like I said, very uncomfortable the shorter you do go, and we don't want her to be uncomfortable back there. Just a nice cleanup so she goes potty, nothing's going to stick to her that you do not want in your house. So then we are going to do her face. Yeah. Going to brush it out a little bit, even though it's already brushed. I know. Going to scoop out the eyes. Like I said, don't press against the skin, just kind of lightly scoop. Okay. I know you don't like this. Okay. Good girl. And then with some dogs, they have the little strands that kind of stick up. I'm just going to take those out so they're not sticking straight up. And then with her chin, I'm going to see if it's even, just because, like I said, Nicole likes her to more have the natural shaggy look. Just kind of trim up all the dead ends. With more dogs that are like poodles and Bichons, we'll kind of take some length off of the face just so it kind of looks more even and blends in with the body, because sometimes they will have longer heads than they do body-wise, and we don't want them to look like a bobblehead. With some dogs, we'll just scoop out the eyes, and that's what owners want. You just let us know what you want, and we can definitely do it for you. Can I see your face again? I know you don't like it. Oh, Gotta hook you. Oh, no. Hey. You got so much hair. Just get those off. It's okay. You're almost done. One more snip. Oh, I know. I know. Hey. Jelly. There. And then I'm actually going to brush down her chin. See if there's any mix matched. You gotta look at me, sweetie. She's not liking me right now, huh?
Yeah, as soon as you're done though, she's gonna be your best friend.
Oh yeah. You just don't like this process. Which I think her chin actually looks pretty good. Is there anything you want to look on there? Well then she is all good. Like I said, sometimes we'll brush forward all the hair like this and take the visor, but that's actually all her head hair. So we want that to go back. Elizabeth actually trimmed up her visor not too long ago. It's all the stuff that's kind of in the front where people are like, yeah, I can't see my dog's eyes and they can't see me. And we want all that gone just so then you can actually see. Sometimes we can trim it up a little bit so they still have one and it's just a little bit shorter. Sometimes we'll trim up the tails if it's really exposed, because I know sometimes with my dog, if he goes to the bathroom, it gets stuck to his tail. Sometimes we'll shave out the armpits if kind of with all the friction they'll get mats. But with her, I mean, Nicole brushes her all the time, so she doesn't really have many tangles to actually brush out right now. And what the tangles were, the comb took them out. So that's how we do our semi or mini groom. Like I said, with every breed type, it is a little bit different. Just because with her, she didn't have much hair in the back, but it did in the front, and she does have a drop coat, where with poofier dogs, sometimes we have to take a little bit more hair off.
How much would she cost for what you did?
For that, I would say about $35.
Okay.
Just because I did minimal.
And if she were a Shih Tzu or a Bichon, how much would she be?
Around 40 to 45, depending on how big your dog is and how much hair I'm actually taking off. Sometimes we'll have a Shih Tzu and they just want like the eye scoop, and that's it. They don't want much. So sometimes it does go down depending on what you guys all want. Like I said, everybody is different.
And then if anybody likes Jilly's haircut, this is called a lion cut, but you wouldn't do a lion cut on a dog that doesn't have a smart part.
No, I've seen people who do it on, like with Portuguese water dogs, they do have a little bit of that drop coat. That's why they do have that lion trim as their breed type. Where I've seen some people do it on poodles, and it just looks like half of your dog has been groomed. It does not look good. Some dogs, sometimes it does look good. Yeah, some people do like it. I don't blame them, but I personally like it with more of the drop coats because she actually does look like a lion. Yeah. Because she has that mane going on. Where with poodles, their hair kind of stays in one place. Where with her, if she's running, it's flying everywhere. So it's all on preference.
Yeah, and her lion cut is a couple weeks old, so probably in about a month, I'm going to have it shaved again, pretty short. But for right now, you can still see the distinction, and it's, in my opinion, it's not long enough for us to need a full groom. Oh yeah. And then in 2 weeks you're going to be doing?
Yeah, in 2 weeks I'm actually going to bring my dog in. He actually needs a haircut. It's getting too hot out for him. The sun just soaks him up and he gets really hot. So we are actually going to do a full groom on him. So with that, we do 2 baths. We blow dry them. We brush their hair, get all the tangles out, clip their nails, clean their ears, and then we actually do the blade to the body and do the full haircut, and then take more off of the face and all that than with just doing the face, feet, and standing on Jilly here.
So, yeah, and then if anybody has any questions or would like to set up an appointment, definitely give us a call. We have Kayla, Elizabeth, and Katie here, our groomers. And otherwise, a healthy pet. Your dog loves you. We love your dog, and we hope to see you both in soon.